This week, we're talking about how Amazon could bring back Stargate really, really easily.
How either a hard reboot or a continuation could work.
What storylines might we see?
What fans might love and what fans might hate.
Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. As you'll know if you're a regular Sidetracker, Matt did a video a couple of days ago where he argued that, would a hard reboot of Stargate be all that bad? The resounding consensus of the comments was, yes, it would be awful. Let's not do that. So actually, if you'd like to go back and have a quick look at Matt's video again and just put in the comments, shut up Matt repeatedly, that would really be great. In that video, you'll also see, though, that I, in several different languages, say, no hard reboot. No hard reboot. I don't want it. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is a bit of a head and a heart type of thing, because my head says a hard reboot of Stargate might not be that bad, because the Stargate series, by the end of it, did sort of paint themselves into a corner a little bit. We're really advanced. It makes absolutely no sense that the Stargate is still a secret. I mean, we've been invaded repeatedly. There's been spaceships in orbit lots of times. And, we came that close to annihilation more than once. It doesn't really make any sense that the Stargate would still be a secret here on Earth. Brad Wright has actually basically already said the Stargate program would have to be not secret anymore. It would have to be in the public domain, probably under, civilian command now. So I think that only makes sense. So much had happened over those 3 series. But my heart, and you know what? The heart always wins out over the head, says no. We cannot lose those 3 series. We cannot just brush them under the carpet and pretend like they didn't happen. But how could Amazon do it if they did bring back the series and they did do a continuation? Well, first of all, the fans, we want to see a conclusion to SGU. We want to see Eli brought home. I'd quite like to know what's going on with Atlantis too. We left it in San Francisco Bay, which never really made any sense. Where is it now? What is it doing? What technologies and what mysteries have we uncovered? I also love to see where the political situation in the galaxy is. What's going on with the Lucian Alliance? What's going on with the Jaffa Nation? These are all big questions that I'd love to see 11 years further on. I want to see the BC 305 or BC 306, because let's be honest, we're sci-fi geeks. We love technology, we love new spaceships, and we love geeking out on the details. I really want to see how the technology has advanced over the decades since SGU finished. But how could Amazon do it? How could they bring back the show and have it as a continuation and it still be Stargate? Because there is a risk with all the spaceships and everything else that this could become more like Star Trek than Stargate. Well, first of all, I'm going to say, if you want a 22-episode series like the good old days, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. It's not going to happen. It's going to be 10 or 12 episodes because that's what streaming service series are like now. It's just fact. That's what it's going to be. And this series will go onto the streaming service. It will go into Amazon Prime. It might go into Freevee. But let's be honest, Gateworld put that idea out and suggested that that's how it would go. But I think that's just stupid. Freevee is like BBC Two here in the UK. It's their second channel. All of their good stuff, all of the stuff they spend money on, goes on Amazon Prime. And that's exactly where Stargate not only deserves to be, but where Stargate will end up. So we'll get 10 or 12 episode series. Now, that's a shame in a way because we wouldn't get that 22 episodes development of characters and story. But there are advantages to it. For one, we could get 3 or 4 series at a time going, a little bit like what Star Trek have done. They've got, Picard and Discovery and Strange New Worlds, and we've got other series potentially in the pipeline too. There's no reason why we couldn't almost have a new Stargate episode through the different series on most of the year. We wouldn't have to wait very long until the next series came along. Also, 10 or 12 episodes is, a decent length of time to do shorter, sharper, punchier series. So we could do things like a prequel series of The Ancients, I would love to see that. I don't necessarily want to see 22 episodes of that or several seasons of it, but 1 or 2 seasons, 10 or 12 episodes, that'd be pretty cool. We could also see Jaffa storylines. I want to see stories of the Jaffa Nation, but again, I don't want to see 22 episodes of it necessarily. But a short, sharp, punchy series, that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind actually seeing sort of like a political thriller type episode as well. Maybe early on in the series where the governments of the world are trying to decide how to announce the Stargate. And, one of my favorite episodes from SG1 was when there was the new president and he was being given all the facts and all the missions briefings from the SG1 missions. I mean, that was a filler episode, but it was one of the best filler episodes of any sci-fi show ever. I wouldn't mind seeing sort of like that sort of, maybe short season where they just have like a few episodes and they're thrashing out the arguments and they're, maybe showing little flashes of missions and things and maybe stuff that's happened over the last 10 years that we've missed out on. Again, you wouldn't want to see a big series of that, but a small, short season, a few episodes, we could see a new class of maybe a BC 305 or BC 306 get launched and its early missions. I would absolutely adore that. And it would be very much Star Trek rather than Stargate in feel sometimes. But that is grand, big sci-fi, isn't it? And isn't that kind of what we want to see? We're sci-fi fans. We love the extraordinary. We love the crazy, And maybe the limitations of keeping the Stargate secret were becoming a problem towards the end, and it becoming out there for that everybody knows, maybe run by a new civilian command, that sort of thing would create new, more interesting storylines. But I do like the idea of getting to see this universe through lots of different lenses and from lots of different perspectives. Doing a Jaffa story that has us, the Tauri on the outside looking in sort of thing, would be a really interesting perspective and something we haven't actually seen in Stargate particularly. We could also see things like Stargate Academy. Now, again, I really, really don't want to see 22 episodes of that. I think it would be Stargate 90210, and no, thank you. But 12 episodes with a very specific story arc, maybe some new students, some new cadets coming through and getting into some sort of trouble. That'd be pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's the real nice thing about having a streaming service, though, is that we could have lots and lots of different stories running consecutively.
Alright, but Stargate was always about the exploration and the adventure and finding new technologies to help aid Earth in the battle against whoever the enemy was at the time, the Goa'uld, the Replicators, the Ori. We are now technically the top dogs in the galaxy. We have the Asgard core and we have all this technology from Atlantis that we now own. Where do we go from there?
Now, I did a video not long ago saying that actually, the Furlings could be a really good villain in this. They could do something really clever, sort of almost like Marvel-esque style, where the villain isn't really a villain in that the villain thinks it's being the good guy. A bit like Thanos. He actually thinks he's the good guy. He thinks he's doing the right thing. I'd love to see the Furlings sort of come back and do something like that. There is storyline possibilities where the Furlings see humanity advancing too quickly and come back and try and put us back in our place. Or maybe we do something by accident that pisses off the Furlings. I think they were a massive problem with SG1. They were a big missing piece. They kind of played up to it a few times in SG1, which I did quite enjoy. And we maybe got to see a few little flashes of the Furlings, which I'd love to see played out far more detail in one of the new Stargate series. So in short, yes, okay, Stargate did paint itself into a bit of a technological corner here. We became very, very advanced by the end of SG1. And any new series might not really feel like Stargate that we were used to from SG1 at least because of that. My head says a hard reboot might not be the worst idea. But the heart always wins out over the head, and no hard reboot. We don't want it, don't do it. And if Amazon does do it, I think we should get together and storm their headquarters. Not really, Amazon. That's not a threat. Please don't sue me. So, guys, what do you think? What do you want to see? Do you want to see a hard reboot? Because some people do. They think it's the only way this can work, and you might not be wrong. Or is a continuation the only way to go? And please don't forget, go back to Matt's video and tell him to shut up.
Okay. No hard reboots.
If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And if you enjoy the content, seriously, consider becoming a fully fledged Sci-Trekker. Hit the join button. And don't forget, there is merchandise on the sci-trek.com website. A lot of it is Stargate based, and you can get very cool t-shirts like this. Please check it out. It really helps the channel. As always, guys, please stay safe. I'll see you next time.